Good afternoon. The Indiana Pacers win game 6, 125-108 to advance to the 2025 NBA Finals, just like your boy predicted. I told you Pacers in 6, and game 6 Pacers won. So it was a must win, and they managed to pull it out. So Pascal Siakam won the Eastern Conference and Finals MVP. He had 31, 5, and 3 with 3 blocks. Tyrese Halliburton had 21, 6, and 13 with 3 steals. But really, this was a game where Indiana had the control over the majority of this game. The bench players really did show up for Indiana, with Obi Toppin having 18, Thomas Bryant having 11, and Aaron Nesmith having 10, and Andrew Nebhart having 14. It was just an overall strong performance for the Indiana Pacers, and it's just showing how complete of a team they are going into these finals, and that they have earned that spot. So before we get into the actual Pacers and Thunder, I want to talk about first the New York Knicks, which we previously discussed a little bit. Excuse me. And that what their next moves are. So, of course, there's still a couple of journalists out there who believe that moving Karl-Anthony Towns is the move this offseason. So, I was reading that the starting five for the Knicks, Brunson, Hart, Bridges, Towns, and Anunoby, with Mitchell Robinson and Miles McBride, is going to cost about $195 million next season, which is already north of what the projected salary cap is. And that's just 7 players. So here are the options in my mind. I'm not a let's get rid of Karl-Anthony Towns mindset just yet. He had 22 points, 14 boards. I mean, if your goal is to get the most value you can this offseason, then yes, Cat has the most value other than Brunson. But in my mind, I want Brunson, Hart, and Towns to run it back. Those are my 3 big Knicks player in my mind. So you can trade any of the other ones if you really want to make a big move this offseason. If you really, I'm not as educated on the whole NBA salary cap, so I'm not really sure what that entails. I know they'll have to pay a luxury tax because the Pacers haven't paid a luxury tax at all in the last 5-10 years. So that's my major move for the Knicks. I think this offseason is going to be a big test to determine what the Knicks we're going to see next year are, because I'm a big supporter of running the same roster back. They are clearly one of the best teams in the East. They clearly know how to win games, and they clearly can beat good teams. They were one of the Final Four. You don't mess with that. So let's go on to where I was right and where I was wrong. I want to do it a little early today because I'm feeling pretty good. So where I was right was the Pacers losing game 5 and winning game 6. Your boy was right on the money. The points, the different point differential was, don't worry about that. I mean, but the Pacers had a must-win game 6. They won it. They are advancing to the NBA Finals, and your boy was right. Now, where I was wrong, though, was Pascal Siakam winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP by 1 vote. Okay. I love Pascal Siakam. I mean, I'm kind of, sort of. So he averaged 25, 5, 3, and a turnover. Halliburton averaged 21, 6, 11, and almost 2 turnovers. I can't find the argument for why Siakam won the award, because Halliburton literally had a 30-point triple-double with no turnovers, came back down 20 to the Knicks in game 1 on the road, hit multiple buzzer beaters to win that game. What more did Tyrese Halliburton have to do to win that award? I mean, Siakam's great. He is the second best player on that team. No argument about it. He's an amazing player. And I'm not saying he isn't worthy of the award, but to me, Halliburton was the leader of this team. He was the star of this team. He made all of the clutch plays. When you look up the Pacers playoffs, you're going to see Halliburton highlights, Halliburton stats, Halliburton stories. He was the best player in this series by far, not even close. Siakam was a very good second. So I'm a little disappointed in that one. I feel like over the last couple of seasons, there's been some questionable choices in MVP voting. Like last year, I was strongly against Jaylen Brown winning Finals MVP. I didn't get that vote either on how Tatum didn't win it. But this one also just doesn't really make sense. I think what I like the idea of having the vote. I just don't I would love to know their thought process behind picking Siakam. That's all I want to know. I mean, if they want to argue that he had the most points and thus he contributed more to winning, sure. But overall, you can't tell me Halliburton was not the best player in the series. Then you'd just be lying to me. So let's go into the NBA Finals. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the underdog Pacers. I got a small profile here for you for each team on each team. So the Pacers went 50-32 in the regular season, including 29-12 at home, 21-20 on the road. They're 14th in defensive rating during the regular season, and we're 7th in offensive points per game, and we're 9th in 3-point percentage this year. In round 1, they beat the Bucks 4-1. In round 2, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, they beat the New York Knicks 4-2. So major points for the Pacers are that they are a deep team with multiple bench players that can score 20, including Aaron Nesmith, Benedict Mathurin, TJ McConnell, and a very strong defensive front with Thomas Bryant, Pascal Siakam, who can get steals and blocks, Tyrese Halliburton, who's been getting steals and blocks, and Miles Turner, my favorite defensive player, man. Miles Turner finally gets to go to the finals. I'm happy for him. So that's your big Pacers profile for you. But their opponents, the Thunder, the huge favorites going into the finals, went 68-14 this year, including 36-6 at home and 32-8 on the road. We're first in defensive rating in the NBA this regular season, and we're 4th in field goal percentage, 6th in 3-point percentage overall in the regular season. They have the same strengths as Indiana in that they have a lot of depth, including players like Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, and then with their star players of Shea, J-Dub, and Chet, they all can have great games on the same day. There are some teams where we don't see that. Like, I think for the Knicks, you always get Cat or Brunson. You don't get Cat and Brunson. I think you get Cat or for the Celtics, I think sometimes you can get Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but I don't think always you get both. This is one of the rare instances where you can get both or all three of the star players to have a good game, score 20 plus, 10 plus in some other category, assist or boards, and still put up a great stat line, and they win by huge margins too. This Thunder team, so I heard Nick Wright talking about it. He was saying that this is potentially a top 10 single season team of all time, up there with like your Bird Celtics, your Jordan Bulls, your Curry Warriors, maybe a LeBron Heat team. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that because this season it's like people are rooting against the Thunder. Like, there's a lot of fans that want to see the Pacers win it, but the Thunder, I mean, they have the easy controversial pick. I mean, they have Mr. Free Throw Merchant himself, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. the controversial MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, taking on the player who was called underrated by everyone and proved them all wrong, was the underdog in almost every series he's played so far and won every single one pretty dominantly, may I add. So I think there's a lot of people pulling for the Pacers in this series rather than the Thunder. I think the only people rooting for the Thunder are Thunder fans right now. I don't think it's a Chiefs Eagles to where everybody wants the Eagles to win type of scenario, but I think it's very similar to that, just not as extreme. So I'm sure you're highly anticipating my pick for this. I mean, I think everybody's overthinking it just a little bit though. My pick is Thunder in 5. Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win 3 games at home, including 1, 2, and 5, and they're going to take game 4 in Indiana. Shai and the Thunder are 2-0 versus the Pacers. They have a better defense. They have a better offense. They have dominated the series that they've played, just about. I mean, both teams have played the same amount of games in the playoffs, but the Thunder have done so with wins by 50, wins by 30, or 40 in the Western Conference Finals. They have a little bit more rest time. They have the MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. As much as I didn't want to say it all year, he has proven it. He is the MVP. He is the best player currently in the league right now. I wouldn't say he's the best in the world, but he's definitely the best player right now. And they have a whole team of people who can score 20 plus. I think the Pacers have that too, but it's a little less consistent. For me, the Thunder, that dominant record at home of 36-6, I believe it was, that says so much. They cannot lose at home. They don't lose at home. This is a team built like the 2016 Warriors. If they're with the new aprons and the new CBA, this is the closest you're going to get to a super team. A super team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not ready to say they're going to be a dynasty because we've had what's now going to be, I believe, 7 different champions in 7 years in the NBA. So I'm not ready to say that. But if any team has that possibility, it is the Thunder. I don't think the Pacers, if the Thunder win this year, I think they have a better chance of going back-to-back than the Pacers. They have a better chance of going to the 2026 finals than the Pacers because they have younger stars, more consistent stars, and better just players in general. Nothing against Halliburton or Siakam or Miles Turner, but the rest of their players just don't seem to match up with their stars. I mean, I think Halliburton, Siakam, Turner versus Shai, J-Dub, Chet, it's almost even in my mind. But it's all the extras that go with it for the Thunder. And that defense is generationally good. If you haven't watched the Thunder game, generationally good. I don't know the last time I saw a defense as good as the Thunder. They cause so many turnovers. They don't let you put up good shots. It's incredible how much energy, how much focus, and how much intelligence this team has. I don't want to sound like a Thunder glazer, but right now I kind of am. So, overall, Thunder in 5 are going to be your 2025 NBA champions. So that's my final picks on that. The Thunder also do have the 15th pick in this upcoming NBA draft. That's ridiculous. Pacers are picking 23 because for the NFL fans out there, the NBA draft lottery is not determined, or the draft order is not determined by the playoff results. They're only determined by win percentage. So once the lottery was done, the order was already set. So the Pacers are picking 23, Thunder picking 15, and I believe another spot. I believe it's like 26 or something. So the Thunder are set, man. They have the most picks in the upcoming drafts. They're good. Just take my word for it. Thunder in 5. You heard it here first. I haven't missed just yet. when it comes to picking winners and picking series. So, all right. Tomorrow, I finally promise that we'll do fantasy football. I know I said we'd do it earlier, but this Pacers stuff and the college football stuff to me were must talks for this most recent 2 episodes, at least in my opinion. So we'll talk after game 1, 2, and we'll talk about the results from that. But otherwise, thank you for listening and have a blessed day.